And Olympic Games underway. Somebody who, probably of all of the people at Rhema Media, I would say that, this individual is more into the Olympics than the rest of us put together. Justin Smith, kia ora, welcome to the studio.
Oh, ata maria, Andrew.
And you and I were discussing this beforehand about the personal brand of the athletes. And this is perhaps the game changer. This is what's different this year, is that, yes, they're wanting to win medals, but there's life after the Olympics. Whether or not they win or they go home empty-handed, this is an opportunity for them to be in the spotlight on the world stage for their influence, as it were, to continue on beyond the games. They're in the spotlight. Let's make the most of it, right?
Yeah, and I mean, a great example of someone that is absolutely smashing it at personal brand, and I forget her name and I wish I knew who it was, but it's the USA Rugby Sevens in the females.
Yeah.
She is the most followed rugby player on social media or on in the world, bigger than Dan Carter, bigger any other name. She topped over 1 million followers, and she plays in the USA, who just won bronze in fantastic fashion.
Didn't win gold. I just want to emphasize that.
That was us. But she promotes, body positivity and is a great spokesperson for, rugby sevens, female, and all of these incredible things, as well as her experience at the games.
She's winning the social media gold, really.
Absolutely smashing it. And so the opportunities for her at these games, she's just won bronze this morning, fantastic. But the tail for her, from the social media following she's gained up until and especially now at this point in time, is going to be amazing for her in the next few years.
And this is really a bit of a game changer as well, because, I mean, traditionally, in order to be an athlete competing at this level, you need to have your infrastructure, you need to have your sponsors, you need to have a key team around you. Social media can bring you all of that without needing to go through the traditional channels. You can get sponsorship deals, you can do some product placement at the games. You can kind of be your own entourage in that regard.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because, in the past, everything has been enforced to go funneled through the media organizations that have, NBC in the States. Here in New Zealand, it's Sky Sport. I think I've seen more about Sky Sport on social media from everyone that is at the games that isn't Sky Sport, then I have content from Sky Sport directly. And that is the entirety of the point, is that when you open it up, the breadth of social media, you do allow people to connect directly to the athletes, then just by virtue of attachment. All of the brands that have historically been, keeping the chips, on their own table, now that it's being shared, they're getting brand recognition.
Let's go there. Let's pick on Sky Sport, actually, because previous years, it's monopoly, and you want to watch the Olympics, do you? Well, you can watch like a highlights package on the 6 o'clock news if you want, or you can sell a part of your soul to Sky Sport, and you have to subscribe for months, and you have to get all this other rubbish content that you don't want, and you can't watch when you want to watch because that's not their model. They've finally caught up, it seems, with a different way of doing things this year.
Do you know what my barometer for how finally Sky Sport have caught up is in this day and age? I'll tell you this. Amongst my wide group of board sports enthusiast friends, I'm renowned as being the guy who has access to watching these sorts of events without having to pay for links. You can figure
You're the digital guy, right?
I'm the guy. I'm the digital guy. And so naturally, every time there's an X Games, a Dew Tour, Summer or Winter Olympics, I'm the guy that gets all the messages going, hey, bro, got a link.
Life hacks.
I have had so many of those this year. And for the first time ever, I have gone, can't help you, bro, because I myself have actually just paid the $35
oh my goodness.
for Sky, because finally they've actually offering a product where I'm like, I'm just going to pay the $35.
$35.
I'm not going to get wrapped into a subscription. It is just for the Olympic Games period.
Yeah.
They have all of these different features and functions, so kudos to them. They've finally caught up.
And hey, maybe it's the fact that you can't actually get a meal out for $35. So it is good value for money. You get the Olympics package, and there is quite a lot on there. And you can go, you know what, for a season, I'm just going to focus on this. And then after that, no commitments, no ties, cut the cable, get back on with the other busy things that I have to distract me in my life, right?
Yeah, social media, the huge tail of post-Olympic content we're going to enjoy for the next 6 months.
I do want to save some time for board sports, because as you've mentioned several times, you're a board sport enthusiast. However, not an enthusiast of board sports at the Olympics.
No.
I mean, isn't this a great profile for a sport that you love?
It would be if the Olympics went out of their way to ensure that the organising committees for these sports at these games were actually, the board sports enthusiasts themselves, which historically in snowboarding it hasn't. To go to the Olympics for snowboarding, you don't snowboard in snowboard events, you go to the ones organised by FIS, which is the Federation of International Skiers. There's a very distinct difference between skiing and snowboarding, and so events run by and for snowboarders look a lot different to those from skiers. So too with the skateboarding. Of course, we're talking about the International Rollerblading Federation of Roller Sports. Yeah, no, it's not the skateboarding organizations that already exist in skateboarding. And so too with surfing. We have the World Surf League, and they are by far and away the top of the competitive surfing circuit, but they're not the Olympic qualification.
They've got their own people. They've got their own systems. They've got some own people that have paid to be there, and you have to go through their channels, right?
Correct. So the Olympics needs board sports way more than board sports needs nor wants the Olympics.
Wow. I get that, and I know this is personal for you, but it is kind of refreshing, I suppose, to have different types of sports in the Olympics.
Oh, I get it. Yeah,
hey, let's do breakdancing at the Olympics. Let's go, okay, there's more to the Olympics than track and field and swimming. This is something which I suppose the Olympics recognize that they don't want to appeal to the different tastes of 64-year-old white men. Let's broaden the appeal. Not quite hitting the mark, in your opinion? How they're doing?
No, it's just the execution of it. I mean, the nature of the Olympic Games is simply incongruent to the way in which we run these events in and of ourselves. So the nationality requirement just eliminates a huge portion of the top field. In surfing, for example, it's quite simple. The best surfers in the world come from the USA, from Brazil, and from Australia. And when you have a nationality requirement where you're pulling in other countries just to get, Olympic spread and glory across these different countries, you end up actually having people who are way, way, way underseeded competing against, only a sliver of the top in the world. So it's not great for the sport. It's great for national representation.
Although, to be fair, bronze, silver and gold, those top three countries can sort it out amongst themselves, and New Zealand's sort of paddling slightly below that, right?
Well, yeah, at this point in time, yes. But come Winter Olympics, Zoe Sadowski-Synnott, hopefully in 2 years' time, will retain her Olympic gold glory for New Zealand. Well,
hey, keep watching, and appreciate your perspective and commentary that you bring to this. Thanks for joining us.
Anytime.
Hey, thanks very much for joining us in the Rhema studio. Thanks very much for watching the interview. It's kind of nice to have an audience, actually. And if you did like what you watched, then do give us a like, do give us the thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more interviews like that one, or perhaps even better, subscribe and those interviews will come straight to you. Don't forget to turn on your notifications, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.